Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Leslie Woods. I'm Assistant Minister here at Unity of New Braunfels. And as you can see, we're not in the church building. We are in my craft room and my work room and my everything, life in this room. I have lit our Christ candle right there in the back. So please join us in our healing service, where today we're going to be focusing on our anti-racist abilities to make change. And I'm bringing 5 more wonderful ideas to you guys. And I can't tell you how exciting it is to be part of this change, this consciousness, this awakening that's going on in the world to bring about peace and love and justice and reconciliation. And it brings goosebumps from head to toe, or as my grandma would call them, spirit bumps, but I've got them from head to toe just seeing this change that's happening, and it makes me so happy. And so while we're in this different venue and different area, welcome to my home. I'm glad you're here. And I am going to share my screen with you guys. So the screen will get bigger, I will get smaller, but I'm still here. And we're going to talk a little bit about more ideas that I have for you. Bear with me while I find my screen that I need. I'm so excited to meet with you guys today to talk about more things that we can do to bring about change and end systemic racism. And the items that I have for you are of all different comfort levels. So just listen for what might be your thing to do, and we'll have some time to meditate later to talk about that as well. And I just am so excited to know that, months after George Floyd was murdered and we started awakening to, we have to do something now, that we are still moving forward to change, and we're not letting things stop, and we're not just letting things pass by. We are actively working together, and I love seeing that. And I love seeing moms arm in arm to protect kids that are protesting, and then the dads come in, and then the troops come in that are our veterans, and it just shows what we really want to see in our country that we love and in the world altogether, is that we want equality and justice and love, all of the things that Christ taught us to do. When Jesus walked the earth, he showed us the way, and we can be an example of that, and it's such a wonderful thing. So I'm glad you're here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys and start our way through our healing service today. Again, I am Assistant Minister Leslie Woods here at Unity of New Braunfels, and we are going to be talking about anti-racist acts of love. So I want to talk a little bit about microaggressions and what they are, because some people don't know what they are, or even that we use them. And so these are, it's kind of aggressive little nudges, I guess, that that don't seem rude, but they can come across that way and often are. Some of those examples are, well, you don't sound black, or asking somebody where they're from, and not meaning like, are you from a neighboring town, but like, where are you from, assuming that everybody that doesn't look like you is from another country. And so these are little things that we kind of need to bring into our consciousness, to know, like, do I do these? And if I do, how can I change that and bring that to our awareness? Another way is if a white person and a black person enter a place of business at the same time, and the black person gets ignored to help the white person. Those kinds of things. And even somebody that's on staff at a university that is of color, and people may just assume that they're part of a service staff, which there's nothing wrong with that, but we need to be aware of, introduce yourself, say hi, and know that everybody is able to achieve anything they want to, and not to assume that just because somebody is of color that they may have a position that is not of high rank, because that is not the case, and that's not the reality. And we want the reality to be, what do you want to be when you grow up? And be it, and then know it, that when you see somebody, acknowledge their place. And so it's recognizing the things that we don't even realize that we're doing. And so I'll have some links for you guys to kind of get, some of them and some of what they are. And I know for me, I was looking back going, okay, do I use any of these things? Have I said these things? One of the examples here on the screen is, can I touch your hair? And then I remember that I complimented a friend of mine on her new hairstyle, and I said, I like your hair. But then I was in a panic going, oh gosh, did I misconstrue? I was really saying, hey, cool do, I like your new do. And that's what I wanted it simply to be. And then I'm like, well, what if it was received as the other? So I get a little nervous. And so that's part of our history and past when we're doing the internal work that Maggie talked about on Sunday, as in bringing that, bringing it to the surface and recognizing that, okay, these are some things, I recognize the things, and being able to change and to be aware, because we really want to love our neighbors. And for me, if I do anything that's going to crush my neighbor's spirit in any way, I want to not do that. And so take a look at the microaggressions and what they are, and do you use them? And think of some other ways you can say what you mean without it being an aggressive thing. Like, instead of, I like your new do, or your hair looks great, it could just be, you look awesome today. And there you have it. Compliment done, no microaggressions. And it makes me feel better to recognize these things. And there's nothing to that I did to hurt anybody's feelings. So take some time with this, because I know working through the White Fragility book and just moving through this process, you're peeling back some layers that are uncomfortable, because you don't, oh, I did that. And then just, when you know better, do better. That's a Maya Angelou quote, one of my favorite authors, but it's so true. When you know better, do better. And that's all I'm saying here. So learn what microaggressions are, and then stop, please. And one of the other things to get involved in is, if you're not here in New Braunfels, find your local Martin Luther King Jr. Association. Most towns have them, especially big metropolises. And it's a great opportunity to work side by side, hand in hand, to do things that bring about change. In New Braunfels, we have an annual march every year. And I could tell you, walking across the bridge to the river, to the middle of the town plaza, with everybody together, united, again, goosebumps head to toe. I embrace just the energy of unity, or people wanting to be together, and then reflecting as we're walking on where things have been, where they've come, how they've changed in the last just 40 years, and how they're changing, my goodness, within the last 2 months. Major good change. Or as John Lewis would say, some good trouble. And so we want to be able to get into some good trouble, or be in a march and not be in trouble, but you get the idea. We're working together hand in hand to bring change, get involved in your community. It's an awesome thing to do. If you happen to be in the Austin area or within driving distance, a friend of mine started a Caravan for Change. And so if protesting in person, wearing a mask side by side isn't for you, this is a good, safe way during our time of COVID to be able to protest, but you could be in your own car, you're safely distanced, and you can write on your car windows, Black Lives Matter, equality for everyone, all means all. And so this takes place this coming Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. And on the slide is the physical address. There's the web address, and they're also on Facebook as well. So you can look up Caravan for Change August 1st, and it'll pull it up. And it's a great opportunity to get out there and be in oneness with our neighbors who are working together for this change. The Wall of Moms in Portland, these moms came together and they are standing, taking hits, point blank range. That I saw somebody's video and it was just a picture, but it was the bruises that she received on her body from getting hit with non-lethal rubber bullets. And the bravery of, you just feel your mama bear coming out and going, no. And so there's a way that you could support them and even start your own local chapter of Wall of Moms if you like to, if that's what you're being called to do. So you can look them up on Facebook, and they also have a website. And so you'll be able to support them in their many ways there as well. And the Wall of Moms came, then the Wall of Dads came, and then after a veteran was hit with the baton when he was just going up to ask a question, his injury sustained his hand getting broken. And so some veterans got together and performed a wall of vets in front of the walls of dads and the walls of moms. And so this group is very new. Their Facebook page is very new, but I sent a message to them just to confirm. I want to make sure this is the right page so that we can send you messages of support. I got a message back from them, and they said that one of the things that they're doing is they're selling t-shirts and masks to be able to go out and purchase t-shirts so that the veterans could be identified as the Wall of Vets, and so that way they can have a mask on and be protected while they're there. So that's another place where you can show some love and show some support. Send them a message and write on their page both Walls of Moms, Walls of Dads, and Walls of Vets. And so there's so much that we are able to accomplish and to do together to bring together our oneness. And so I want to take this time right now to bring us into meditation, to let us center and let us focus. I brought this screen up so that it can give you something to focus on if you are a visual person like me. Sometimes closing my eyes just doesn't do it for me. So I'm visual. So enjoy the screen. Take some time right now to get comfortable in your place. And to breathe in just right now. I invite you to breathe in the breath of life. This is the essence of our being. And as we exhale, release any tension from the day. Just let it go. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff right now. Take another deep breath in and release. Embrace the power of will, the power that opens our human will to align with God's will. In this willingness, take a moment and sit in the silence to hear from Spirit what is yours to do. Now that your awareness is brought forth, see yourself making these actions with ease and with grace. Visualize that now. See the world embracing each other, celebrating the unique expression of God that each one of us are. Take another breath in and center now in on gratitude. Thank you, Spirit, for a rise in consciousness. Thank you for the many hands, feet, voices, and hearts full of love, willing to take action to bring into existence a world that works for the highest good of everyone. Thank you for the positive changes we will see in our lifetime. And as we are grateful and joyful, let's bring ourselves back now into this very room. May wiggle your feet, your toes, stretch your shoulders, and come back to the room. And I want to leave us today with this affirmation. We are the light and the love and the hands and feet of God. We love our neighbors, and we do good to reflect the Christ in all of us. And so it is. Thank you for joining us today. Join us again this Sunday at 11 o'clock. We would be glad to spend some time with you in worship at our 11 o'clock service that is live streaming. And you can get to that live stream either through our Facebook page, our website, or our YouTube channel. And I'll put links in the bottom of the comment sections of this so that you'll be able to get to those as well. Thank you again for joining me, and namaste.